He's never fought us. Not us united.
My favorite moment in the entire... Maybe I should complicate this before I start speaking here.
Hey guys, welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared, and today I'm going to talk about another character that I think is essential, but could use a better writing staff. I'm kind of changing up my last couple of videos. And that is Carol Danvers Captain Marvel. Now, I've been very vocal that she's not really my favorite character because I think she's been written poorly. Like, ever since Carol shed the Ms. Marvel moniker and became Captain Marvel, she's just been written very like snooty, very full of herself, and very character assassinatingly, if you will. So I figured, let me put together a little video. Now, to be clear, I'm not advocating for someone to take the Captain Marvel mantle away from her and her going back to being Ms. Marvel and all that stuff. No, I'm saying all you need is a better characterization, because currently the way Captain Marvel looks to me is that throughout Marvel, they always acknowledge, oh, she's the greatest superhero in all the Marvel universe. Well, I get it's for name synergy, but it really doesn't work out that well, because really, when you're dealing with Marvel, I don't think it's a good idea to designate one hero as the greatest superhero of all time. To a certain degree, I don't like it when DC does that with Superman, because there's so many other great superheroes. I just don't really appreciate that. But particularly Captain Marvel, because when you look at what she's done, she's not the greatest superhero, i.e. Civil War II. A lot of Captain Marvel fans will say, well, we like to ignore that. Well, it's still canon. Because in Civil War II, she was a major zealot for the whole registration, well, not registration, for the whole pre-crime thing, and she punched Iron Man into a coma. It's really just like, that's not, see, again, I understand the value of the character. It's just when she has these past actions, because what I do is that whenever anyone gets like this new designation, greatest superhero, smartest character of all time, I have to look at the history of the character to see if they've earned that. As far as I know, Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel hasn't. You could say her characterization when she was Ms. Marvel, probably she has been closer to that, because when she was Ms. Marvel, and again, I'm saying her characterization with Carol back then, she was a little more humble. She was a little bit more like, okay, I'm a cog in a machine. I'm not the cog that runs everything. I'm not like the most powerful being ever. I'm not the face of the Marvel universe. I'm just a superhero, just trying to do my job, just trying to help people. That's really where I think Carol shined the best. I know this because I'm reading the Ms. Marvel years trade for Carol Danvers, and I really like her as that. I think she was a lot better as a character then. And see, even though Ms. Marvel herself has had some really questionable like comic storylines, let me put it that way, I still think that when you look at the character back then, the way she was written, again, I'm not advocating changing mantles. I'm just saying the way she was characterized back then was honestly more appealing than she was now. She was more, because one of the reasons why I think Marvel put so much effort around her is because they wanted their version of Wonder Woman. She was more akin to a version of Wonder Woman as when she was written as Ms. Marvel. That's really what it is. She is not. If you want Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman at no point makes other heroes feel bad about themselves and annoys people. No, never. Sorry, this is not the way it works. With with Ms. Marvel, Ms. Marvel again was like, I'm just here in the machine. I'm going to help people, and she stood up to the heroes all the time. Like with Civil War, she was like, "Am I doing the right thing with this whole Civil War thing?" And it was really interesting, really fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. And that's the thing. Carol is a character that has a lot of potential, like a lot. The bones are there. You just have to put them together in a certain way, and then guess what? You could have a fantastic character that can, you know what, be on that level of maybe she is the greatest superhero of all time. It's just really the way she's written right now and her personality, she's not, because she's way too prideful, she's way too boastful, she's not the way a superhero should be. And she was exactly this way in the movie too, because in the movie she could do everything, even though she was just learning how to do the stuff for the first time. Now, no one's that naturally gifted. It just doesn't work. Now, in conclusion, to summarize my argument, if Marvel puts a better writer on Captain Marvel and writes her more as the humble hero that she was as Ms. Marvel, then I think the character can get a little bit more of an appeal, and I think can be Marvel's version of Wonder Woman. It's 100% possible. In other words, and Carol Danvers is not an irredeemable character. I want to be clear on that. She is a great character in and of herself. She has to have, again, there's no such thing as bad comic book characters. There's really just bad writers that are writing those characters, because you have characters that were previously like really bad characters that when you put the right writer on them turn into these A-listers that everyone knows and adores. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop in the comments. First off, like, comment, subscribe. Drop in the comments if you guys agree with me about Carol, if she needs like a sort of revamp of her writing, or if you think she should go back to being Ms. Marvel. But really, do you think she needs better writers? And if so, who would you put as the writer of Ms. Marvel? I mean, as Captain Marvel. Anyway, stay heroic, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.